This is Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa. The story of resurgent and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel. Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
Hello and welcome. I am Biniam Getana, your host for this hour's news. Stay tuned. Let's start with Kenya. Kenyan law professor Fobe Okoa on Wednesday became the newest member of the International Court of Justice (ICJ) after 4 rounds of election at the UN General Assembly and the Security Council. Receiving the required majority of votes at the board session, Okoa was elected to fill the vacancy following the resignation of Somali Judge Abdullahi Yusuf. She will serve until February 5, 2025. Yusuf resigned on September 30, nearly 2 years before the scheduled end of his term as a member, which was set to expire 5 February. The election for a regular 9-term running from 2027 to 2036 will take place in New York in November 2026. The candidates will again be required to secure an absolute majority in both the General Assembly and the Security Council. Senegal is advancing the digitization of its education administration with the launch on November 11 of Portal Bac, a digital platform dedicated to the centralized management of baccalaureate and the Concord General. The tool centralizes registrations, online payments, file tracking, and the production of official statistics. Developed by the Office du Baccalaureate in partnership with the National Agency for Statistics and Demography, Portal Bac enables automated registration, centralized data collection and processing, and a major reduction in human error. The tool, which is interoperable with other public systems such as Kapsun, offers integrated real-time management of application. Officials say it will help produce reliable statistics essential for planning in the education sector. This launch is part of the New Deal Technologies, Senegal's national digital transformation strategy, and continuous modernization efforts undertaken in recent years, including the abandonment of USB drivers, the digitization of labels, and the electronic archiving of transcripts introduced as early as 2006. By strengthening the traceability of procedures and the reliability of data, Portable is expected to transform the management of national exams.
They shaped history. They inspired generations. They are the notables.
Algeria and Spain announced a renewed commitment to combat shared threats. The collaboration between the two countries, separated by the Mediterranean Sea, will focus on battling terrorism, human trafficking and drug smuggling, while enhancing cybersecurity, civil protection and road safety and disaster management. This was announced after a meeting between Algerian Minister Interior Said Youssoud and Spanish Interior Minister Fernando Grande Marlasac in Algiers. Sayoud said the fruitful cooperation between the two countries had reached a high level in many areas. Grande Marlasac emphasized that Algeria is a key strategic partner for Spain and that the challenge faced by both nations require cooperation. The ministers also agreed to cooperate on civil protection and emergency management. The ministerial meetings highlighted improved relations between the two countries. And Ghana's economy has rebounded from its worst crisis in generation and is poised for sustained growth in 2026 as investor confidence returns. Finance Minister Kassail Ato Forsen said on Thursday during a budget presentation to Parliament. Forsen said the fiscal reforms and prudent policies have enabled the country to turn the corner, projecting real GDP growth of at least 4.8% in 2026. The government also aims for a fiscal deficit of 4.0% of GDP on a cash basis and a primary balance around 1.5% of GDP from 2026 onward. We have restored fiscal discipline, brought inflation under control, stabilized the seeds and rekindled investor confidence, Forsen said, adding that inflation is expected to stay within the target band of 8% within a margin of error of 2 percentage points either side. Ghana's consumer inflation has fallen sharply from a record 54% in January 2023. Inflation showed for the 10th consecutive months to 8.0% year-on-year in October from 9.4% in September, the lowest level since June 2021. Moving to the business news, the State Cobalt Agency in Democratic Republic of Congo has produced its first 100,000 metric tons of traceable artisanal cobalt, a key step in formalizing the sector in a country that supplies much of the world's battery metal. Congo holds about 72% of global cobalt reserves and accounts for over 74% of supply, much of it from normal artisanal mines. Aiming to curb oversupply and support prices, Congo introduced export quotas in October after a months-long export ban. The quota system, managed by regulatory ARISCOM, restricts exports and promotes local processes by making it less attractive for producers to ship out raw cobalts. Enterprise General du Cobalt, created in 2019 as a subsidiary of a state-owned miner Guinemes, announced its first 1,000 tons of traceable artisanal cobalt at a ceremony in Congolese mining town Kalwizi on Thursday. The company said the traceability model will clean up the supply chain and align production with international environmental, social and governance standards. EGC plans to expand beyond the inaugural 1,000 tons while adding refining capacity and capturing a larger share of the artisanal market, Kalala said. South Sudan's Petroleum Ministry confirmed on Thursday that it had asked for a total of $2.5 billion in the oil-backed loan from the two international firms operating in the country. The ministry confirmed it has sent two letters requesting the loans late last month. The requested funds were intended solely for official government purposes, not for personal or individual benefit, it said, adding that the requests were preliminary and that no fund have been transferred. On October 27 later, on EGC, Nile Ghana BV, a local unit of India's ONGC, Videsh, which was published online and confirmed as genuine by the Petroleum Ministry, it requested as an advanced payment of $1 billion against crude oil entitlement controlled by the National Oil and Gas Company. The ministry also confirmed as genuine a letter in which it requested $1.5 billion under the same condition from China National Petroleum Corporation on October 31st. In both cases, the ministry proposed repaying the loan within 54 months of disbursement of the funds. Moving on to top sport news. South Africa plans to bid to stage the 2036 or 2040 Olympic and Paralympic Games, the government said on Thursday, and became the first host of the global event on the African continent. Cape Town previously bid to host the 2024 Games that were staged in Athens, finishing third in the voting behind Rome, and is likely to be the city South Africa will put forward again. The coastal city of Durban won the bid to host the 2022 Commonwealth Games pulled out in 2017 due to the financial constraint, and Cape Town status as a global tourist destination appears to make it more viable. Ahmedabad in India, Doha in Qatar, Istanbul in Turkey and Santiago in Chile have also previously confirmed their intention to bid for the 2036 Olympics. South Africa's minister in the presidency, Kumudu Nishavani, told a media briefing on Thursday that the government had already engaged with the International Olympic Committee headed by Zimbabwean Christie country on the visibility of hosting the games, and there was a continuous dialogue. South Africa successfully hosted the Rugby World Cup in 1995, Cricket World Cup in 2003 and the Soccer World Cup in 2010, the only country aside from England to stage all there. It will host the cricket tournament again in 2027 along with Namibia and Zimbabwe. There have also been moves to host a Formula One Grand Prix in the country from 2027 onwards, which would also be the first for the African continent. Nigeria beat Gabon 4-1 after extra time to reach the African playoff final. Ako Admas scored late to put Nigeria ahead, but Mateo Liman equalized in the final minute, forcing extra time. Substitute Chidra Ekuje restored Nigeria's lead, and Victor Osimhen scored twice to seal the win. Nigeria will face DRC Congo in Sunday's final Rabat. The winner advocates to the Intercontinental Playoff in March for 2026 World Cup spot. Now let's check the current weather forecast. That is it for this time of the hour. Thank you for watching. Stay connected with the latest development from POA.